Hello, hello, hello. There will be no screen sharing. The revolution will not be screen shared. Good evening. Hi, Zom. Nice to see you. I hope you can hear me. And hello, El Hatab. Hello. I've just been looking at your profile in the forum, which I would normally share, but I can't because screen sharing isn't working in Webinar Jam at the moment. And it's not me. It's not our connection. It's nothing to do with Aladdin. It's just not working. I contacted support. They said, oh, it might be this, it might be that, it might. So I did a speed test. I did a test of my connection. I made sure everything was plugged in. And then they came back to me and said, oops, sorry, it looks like we've got a problem with screen sharing. So hello, Igor. Nice to see you. Now, that's not Igor from Italy, is it? I think that's Igor from Russia. Hi, Eladin. Okay, it's Friday, and as we can't screen share, we might as well speak. So I recognize everybody here from the forum. If you would like to speak, come and ask questions or tell us about your plans for the weekend or what you've been doing in the week, tips on learning English, tips on the Grand National maybe, then raise your hand. You can do that by clicking on request to speak. It's a little button at the top. Yes, I tried screen share, Aladdin. You were late, so you didn't hear my preamble about it. No, you're not late. I'm starting early. After the text I sent you from Webinar Jam, they got back to me and admitted they've got a problem. So I actually started trying to screen share before the session even started, and the same thing happened. It killed my microphone and didn't screen share anything. So we're just going to be a little group of heads today. Just little heads floating anonymously in space. Hello, Zom. Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it works fine.
Excellent.
Voice is working.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing for these sessions. The screen sharing's nice, but as long as I get it fixed for next week, otherwise I'll be asking for some money back.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on,
yeah,
guys.
you have to. Yeah, you have to.
Don't
exactly.
ask, don't get. So yeah, I don't know if it's this new Webinar Jam they're testing, the new system, or maybe it's just Second Life. Not Second Life. What am I talking about? YouTube going.
Yeah.
No, you're not allowed to do that. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's broken. Ain't working. But
we feel like kids sometimes, even as grown up, when we try with technology, when we try things and we use software on the web or whatsoever, it always end up, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, Aladdin, I'm inviting you in to talk. Don't forget, you lose the connection for a little bit whilst you go through the test. Test. It sounds a horrible word, doesn't it? Test. But it's only a little test to test your microphone. Oh, and somebody was asking on Facebook. They said, I haven't got a camera. Can I still run a webinar? And people were saying, no, you need a camera. So I went on and went, never used a camera.
Yeah, it's true.
Go for it. Don't need a camera. Why would you want a camera? Although it's nice sometimes in the webinar event thing when they actually do use their cameras, because you get the people's but yeah, it just means you've got to do your hair and your makeup and no. Hi, Aladdin. Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Good. Hey, we're on a roll. I know what you're going to do. You're going to try it, aren't you? You're going to try to yeah, I know you are. Okay.
At least they admit there is a problem in their sides.
Yes, exactly. They do tend to go along this line of, oh, it must be your connection.
Always said this the same word.
Absolutely. And so I did go. It's a very good little I've shared the tool on the Google community site, actually. If you want to test your download, it tests the upload speed too, and quite quickly, and on different levels packets. So it sends small, it starts small and then it builds up, and it shows you if there's any latency. And it was absolutely perfect, our connection. So I knew then, nah, come on guys, this isn't right. So, let me see. Everything I'd got prepared is kind of out of the window now, because we can't screen share. So I have nothing at all prepared.
What about Igor and Alat? They are not here any longer?
El Hatab, yeah, they're here, but they've not raised their hands.
Oh, guys, Igor, Alatad, raise your hand. Come with us.
In fact, we've got two Igors, which is a bit weird. We've got Igors.
And Igors.
And Igors. Would the real Igor please stand up? I think you're both Igor from the forum, but not Igor from Italy. So don't think it's Igor from Italy.
No, Igor from Italy is busy.
Yeah. Igor, I am the only one. What, the only Igor in the whole of the world?
In Russia, maybe, but in Italy, there is at least one.
But not from Italy. Yeah, we've got an Italian Igor. You've got some competition.
Yeah,
for the
you are not lucky here, because it's true that we have got a good mate, a good forum mate from Italy, and so when we see Igor, it always makes me think of him first.
It does, yeah. It's bound to. But Igor, I'm sure you will make your mark on the network, and we'll think Igor from Russia rather than Igor from Italy. Igor from Italy's got a little baby now, so he's not around as much.
And he's setting up a new business too, a delicacy business. So
What, a delicatessen?
Delicatessen, exactly.
Wow, I didn't know that. You know more than me. I don't get any of the gossip.
I got a few pictures too of the baby and
I've seen the baby. So. Yeah, I've seen the baby, and but I didn't know about the. What a wonderful idea! Yay!
Yes, because
before we know it.
Fingers crossed. It's not so easy to start something. So, but
no. But if you don't start,
exactly, you go nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, now Igor from Russia. Russian Igor. Igor, are you?
Igor, are you?
So, I'm going to give you a little bit of blurb. I'm going to have to say this out loud. I'll send you a little message.
It's already been in a session, in a webinar, Arlene. It was in TGIZ
okay.
last
Well,
week.
then you're a professional. I'm going to invite you in. Now, remember, when you join, as long as you've got the webinar app still installed and it's accessible, when you join, your microphone will be automatically muted. You just need to click it on. So when you hear me saying, "Hi, Igor, can I hear you? Can you hear me?" It's all good. And hopefully you've cleared your cache since the last time. Let's see what happens. If you end up in a room on your own, you'll have to do a cache clear. Let's see. I'm going to click. I've already requested a word. Just one. Okay, well, come in, say the word, and I'll chuck you out again. I'm going to invite you in now, Igor. Okay, when you are accepted to come into the call, remember, you will lose the call for a few seconds. Depends how quickly you can go, hello, yes, hello, yes, hello, yes. I'm pretty quick now. I can pretty much get it down to about 20 seconds. I don't know. How long does it take you now, Zom?
Oh, I'm slow. Every time I'm surprised with a different test. I say, oh, gosh, yes.
Okay, no, it's only three. It's only because there's three, depending on how many people you have in a call, because there's a maximum of 6 people in the room. There's 3 different sort of levels. So now we're on a different level. So it's just testing you for the different frequencies. That's all. Hello, Igor. Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you very well. And I wonder why I must test my system every time I come here.
Don't ask me. I just use this stuff. Go to Webinar Jam and say to them, why do we have to test the system every time? It's purely to make sure. I mean, the thing is, if you think about it, okay, we don't use video. But if, for example, somebody did use video, it would be silly to have somebody come in and their video is not working. Or we do use the microphone. And as you noticed in the attendee room, which is where you can chat and text chat, you can listen and you can interact through writing. If you were to join the session and your microphone doesn't work, there's not much point you being in the session as a presenter. Yeah. So it's basically to weed out. Yeah, it's working very well. In fact, your voice is super clear, really clear, which is great because now you guys can talk, and I'm going to switch my microphone off. Igor, you've already spoken to Zom and Aladdin, so you know what to expect. You're very brave. You've come back.
Yes, since last week I cleaned my flat, and I'm waiting for guests from abroad, from Italy.
So, are you having to tell me you cleaned your flat for a particular reason? Did you use the camera last week and everybody mentioned how messy your flat was?
No, the camera was off. But nevertheless.
Okay. That's the nice thing about our sessions. We really don't want to use cameras. I can't. Having been in webinars where people have the camera on, it doesn't add much to the experience. Somebody sitting there, his head sitting there, not even looking at the camera most of the time because they're reading a script or looking at a piece of paper. I honestly don't get it. Screen share, though, I'm missing this week. I will admit I am missing it. So, Igor,
I usually attend other webinars like that. So I switch on the webinar and I go do my own things, and then I just come and get my certificate of attendance. Yes.
Okay, well, I can assure you there's no certificate of attendance here.
I'm on the wrong webinar.
You're at the wrong webinar. You might get a badge, okay? I haven't done them yet. I'm sorry. We're in April and I still haven't done the 2017 badges. Everybody knows how much of my time has been spent doing other stuff, so I hope you all forgive me. So there might be a badge, but that's in the forum. And
I've got a request. I've got a request then.
Go on, then.
I want to be, Igor is a teacher as well. So I want to be able to identify on the forum who are this bunch of teachers just for security. So a badge would be welcome to identify the teachers around.
I haven't thought of a teacher's badge, you know. My focus is always on you guys, as you know. I'm not bothered about having a badge. A teacher's badge. Oh, I don't know about that. It might be dangerous because
it's for my own safety, you know.
Yeah, but you want to know for different reasons. Other people might want to know for other reasons, like teach me, teach me, teach me.
Oh, that's not my problem.
No, I know, but it might be Igor's problem if I gave him a teacher's badge. So, Igor, I hope you didn't mind Zom outing you live on air as a teacher.
No, because last time I was after Igor because I was trying to find a bed for the next place I was going to visit. And the next place I'm going to visit depends on the accommodation I could find for almost free. And so, Igor, I'll let you explain what was going on.
How far into the call was this? Because I kind of just skipped through it. I didn't get this bit.
Oh, that was fun. I got free invitation, except for Igor. Igor said, I will probably be on a trip when you ask me for a room.
I'm just wondering if that's why he's cleaned his flat. So
exactly.
So, Zom, if you outed me as a teacher, I will send you to where I live, to Siberia.
To Siberia. But no, I think Igor, see it differently. It's a good way for you to demonstrate. I've got some. I'm a bit wary with teachers, so it's a great opportunity for you to make me change my mind about teachers. So I will grasp this opportunity to try to change my mindset at the same time, and to see how wonderful to be a teacher it is, and the good thing.
May I disappoint you?
Oh gosh, maybe not the thing to say.
Well, no, actually, because I thought I'd already kind of got you over that hurdle of being frightened of teachers. But you don't look at me as a teacher anymore, do you?
One specimen is not enough, Lynn. I'm sorry.
So, Igor, if you don't mind me asking, what do you teach?
Sorry for saying that. I teach English and German at college.
And German, excellent, super.
no-
You can help me with my German. Fantastic.
Exactly. Lynn is learning German. She's got to take an exam. I don't know when, but she will have to take an exam, Igor.
Well, actually, I was in Germany and I took a German exam and I got a good mark. But it was in 2005, and
That's
well,
good. So you know how the exams work.
it was not bad, not as bad as English exams.
So you can be the teacher of the teacher, and the teacher can be your teacher too.
Well, there's hope for me yet. Indeed, there's hope for me yet. I don't know why you're apologizing for teaching English. I always think, there's 7 billion people on the planet. We need as many English teachers as we can get.
I know that I speak English very bad.
Come
No,
on.
not true.
You are
No
going to belittle
self-deprecation.
us around at the same time, because if you say that, keep in mind that when something like you is speaking English and we can understand him and you are clear and it sounds very good for people in the room, in the audience, when you say that, it means that we feel kind of belittled. So I'm sorry, Igor. For a teacher.
That's very true, actually. Yeah, you're sitting there speaking fluently, and then you say, "Oh, my English is so bad," and somebody thinks, "Oh my God, that must mean I'm absolutely awful."
There is something like this.
It's like a slap in the face.
It is a slap in the face, and even if we don't pay much attention, I don't know why it sticks to the mind of people afterwards. So I would avoid you saying that if you allow me to say that as well. But
yeah, I'm actually going to see what Igor's put himself down as in the forum as level. I'm very interested. I always love to see what level people put themselves at. Do you want me to check, Igor?
So you
my
know
my level of English.
Yeah, what did you put when you joined the forum? What did you actually write was your level?
Well, as to the year 2011 or 12, my English level is B2, about B2 plus.
Okay, so looking at the CEFR, yeah. Sorry, that's the European framework. Okay.
Oh gosh, you are talking Chinese to me now.
Well, that's maybe Europeans. They like
It's a kind of upper intermediate or just intermediate.
Yeah. Okay.
And in the forum, when you set up your profile, you had to decide of a level: absolute beginner, elementary, intermediate, advanced, native speaker. What did you select?
I don't remember.
Let's check that.
Absolute beginner to join to air all sessions.
I'm going because
it was
I think
Italian
I've got your name.
Yeah,
in
so I've got him here. I've got him here right in front of me.
Igor
Lynn
2017.
said you can't join to any session for
Intermediate,
absolute beginner.
he said
Yeah. So
Intermediate,
it's absolute
that's
beginner.
good. That's good. No, well done. It's just I have noticed that a lot of people join the forum, and when they are asked what their level is, they just go for elementary or absolute beginner. And then I speak to them, and they're like, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you're not a beginner, you're not intermediate, upper intermediate. Maybe is that?
I'm going to excuse them. I'm going to excuse them because if we don't communicate, if we don't use our English for communication, we don't really know what our level is. We know what our level is regarding tests and exams. So we can say maybe intermediate, advanced, or elementary. But a forum is something different because you ask us, in this place, we are asked to participate and interact with other people. And it's pretty much informal. It's not deciding of a verb, a conjugation, or I don't know what, or comprehension text or whatsoever. So we can't answer. We don't know. We just don't know. I'm sorry, Lynn. We don't know.
No, Dom, do you know what you just did? I've got your voice on record saying verb conjugation.
Yeah, I know. I've got some basics. I know adjectives, verb, subject, and what? You
Subject,
said
direct subject.
you said a big word yesterday, adverb. Or I don't know what you said.
Adverbial? I can't remember either, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, shyly.
Genitive,
It was
genitive.
shyly. What is shyly as a descriptive stuff to describe shy?
Chinese,
Shyly.
Yeah.
That's it. You said adverb.
It's not a long word. Come on, be fair.
No.
But no, it doesn't help you when you're speaking. That's the thing. You can know all the rules you like. I bet you Igor probably understands English grammar better than I do. Because remember, I was never taught English grammar at school. I learned it when I started teaching because I suddenly realized, especially when you're teaching Germans, I better know this stuff because they're going to ask me, even though the methodology I was using wasn't, communicative methodology doesn't bang on about grammar at all. In fact, it doesn't really mention it at all. But Germans will mention grammar and they will ask you and they'll know all the terminology. Can't actually write or say a sentence, but they know the terminology and they know the rules.
Oh boy.
So I thought, I better learn this stuff. I had better learn it. So what took you into teaching English?
Well, actually, I have two higher degrees, university degrees. So it's radio engineering, and for this diploma, I went to university because my parents wanted me to go there, and so I studied for 5 years, but I didn't understand a word. I didn't understand it all, and I liked English at school, and then I decided to change everything because I went to work. I found a good paid job in radio engineering, but actually I didn't do anything during 2 months, and then I decided to learn to restudy. Yes, and so yeah, right. Yeah. I was awful, and nobody understood it. For the first 2 years, my teachers didn't understand that I didn't understand anything in that. And then I decided to go to no, I don't need it. And then I went to the same university, but to the other faculty of foreign languages, and I studied English and German as a second language. So that's it.
So you've got
Okay, so you're a bit of a polyglot now then, because I presume you also speak Russian?
Yes.
Yeah, I presume. I don't know. The words
a little bit.
Today? A little bit. Okay, you'll need to join the polyglot group then, definitely. Okay. Anybody who's got more than 2 languages, I think, belongs in the polyglot.
Yeah, and you will be able to help Lynn with her German.
With her German, yes.
And I
Sorry.
can add something. And unfortunately, I was taught at school in Soviet times. We were taught not to speak, but to write mostly, and most grammar and translation. So that's why all of us have problems with speaking.
Yeah, true. It's everywhere. It's not just
the same in England with French and other languages. Things are improving a little bit because of the internet, but even now you still tend to get plonked down in front of a list of words to translate and learn the list and do the drilling. I mean, sometimes drilling's okay, but other times, beyond beginners, don't drill. It doesn't help. And what brought you to the Learn English Network? What are you anticipating? I mean, you were in TGIZ last week. That must have been a great introduction.
Come on. I'm very nice when I host.
He's back. He's back. It's good. El Hateb just said it's the first session. I think you mean it's my first session. And so I would like to listen. That's absolutely fine. As long as you promise that at some point you will come and speak with us. That's the main thing. Yeah. Especially in TGIF.
To get used to each other's voice at first. And I can understand that.
Even if you, honestly, guys, even if you just want to pop in, say, hello, my name is, I come from, get some feedback on your introduction, and then you can go back to listening again. You don't have to come in and stay and interact, the whole session. You really don't. You can come in, say your piece, and then ask to go back as an attendee again. It's fine. It's fine. It's lovely when people come and stay.
There is no such things as bad, Elatat. You are just learning. It's you can't be you can't go through with no mistakes at all when you start. And we are all learners here, so we are all in the same boat. So don't be afraid of that.
Yeah, because I'm learning German. If you would like me to speak some German, revenge.
Oh, French? Oh my God.
French. No, I said revenge, not French. Oh, ooh la la.
I was anticipating a good laugh. I've got a question, actually, changing topic. I don't know if you've noticed on the forum, on the activity page, just a couple of hours ago, Aladdin uploaded an image about, I've got a question for Aladdin, got a new job, first day of my new job, and we have got a picture. So it seems like it's not so great.
Aladdin. Yeah, I knew. I mean, you know me. I don't tend to say things that I know or things that people tell me in private sessions.
Well, it's
but
public.
I did know about this.
It's on the activity page.
Public. Yeah, fantastic. Go on, Aladdin, tell us about your new job.
Yeah, I want to know a little bit more and what it feels like.
You're a carpenter.
It was kind of joking. No, it's.
But we can't know. How can I guess?
No, a little bit of mess if you go to enter a new job. So it's you used to do something, and you suddenly you will trying to discover things or discover new things or any technologies that they are using in this job. So it's kind of a little bit messy. Yeah.
And the relation with your new colleagues, the people around you, or the team you are in, it's pretty okay. Is it just problem with technology, or it's a bit tough to get in touch with people as well to enter this private club?
I can deal with anyone. Don't worry.
You can be what?
So I can deal. I can deal with everybody. Yes, this is my talent, I say.
It's your talent. Oh, okay. Wow. So for how long?
If you don't nail a board to your head, you'll be okay. But have I let the cat out of the bag? You did tell me you'd got a new position, yeah?
No, it's a new job. A new job. It's not a position.
That's a new job.
Yes, a new job offer, new company. Yes.
Woohoo! And geographically, you're at the same location, or you have to? It's a different location.
No, it's the same. It's near to my house. It's good. It's not.
It's close to your place. Okay, so you go walking there, or you take the car?
No. I have to take a bus. Yeah.
At the bus. All right. So far, so good.
Well, promise us you won't nail a board to your head.
Well, yeah, because honestly, the image is a little bit frightening, and I was just wondering who is starting a new job, if it were you or someone in your family or your friends or whatsoever, and it was going a bit tough to get started.
No, I found it on the internet, so it was okay. That's good.
And
do you know what it's from? Do you know where the picture is from?
Yes,
SpongeBob.
Yes. Now I understand. A few weeks ago, you were talking about interviews, and a question an interviewer asks you about to sell yourself or something like this.
Yes,
you're not working for this company, are you?
No, they beg me. I think I convinced them with I'm not a salesman. I'm not a salesperson. I said, yeah.
To turn you down? You turned them down. You've turned them down, actually.
Yeah.
So what if I may ask? I don't know if it's correct for me to ask, but I will ask. If you don't want, you don't have to answer. What made you decide to change jobs? You didn't like the position you were in your previous company?
It's kind of the benefit you will gain from another job. So it's related, for me, it's related to systems they are using it. So it's not what do they call it? It's You know, if you get this benefit of something to following your tasks or to do some kind of evaluate you. So
Bonus?
it's not a bonus. It's proposal. Not proposal. Not proposal. What's that? Oh my god, I forgot the word. Okay, anyway, it's kind of this system that you have 10 tasks and you got 8 and good. So they will ask you why you didn't do the two things. If 8 from 10, it's good, right?
Yeah,
So,
pretty good, yes.
Yes, it's pretty good. So they will forget the 8 and they will catch
focus
you
on the
on
2 you
things.
missed.
Yes, they will
Okay.
focus on-
So we are back.
as if I didn't do
just
anything at all.
Yeah,
So
you
why
told
they are
them.
doing
You
that?
told you are not using Google Keep yet, and so
Can I just interject?
Mhm.
Zeb, Zom, could you
Yep.
Zeb, Zombie, could you repeat after me? Focus.
focus. Oh,
Thank you. I just want to make it clear for anybody listening to this. She did mean they will focus on.
okay. Oh, sorry, guys.
Sometimes pronunciation really matters.
It does. Thank you for the feedback. Sorry for the listeners.
I think
It was
appraisal
genuine.
is the word that I was looking forward to it. Appraisal, right?
Sorry.
Appraisal.
Appraisal,
Yeah, I hate appraisals. As you say, you've done, it doesn't matter, 8 out of 10, 98 out of 100. They will, as you say, focus on the 2 things that you missed or that you didn't hit the deadline for. And I like 360-degree feedback. I don't know if you've ever done that one. Have any of you ever experienced 360?
I don't even know what it means, actually.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'd be very surprised if French companies did it. It's where when you get your appraisal, you then appraise them. So it goes the whole way round.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, not in France. Definitely not.
No, I know. Not in Germany either.
It's only the way up to down and not the other way around. So anyway.
It's a fantastic tool if it's used properly, but most people are scared of it because they presume that people will be, especially bosses, they always presume everybody hates them, and sometimes they're right, but
well, the middle management hates in France. I'm talking about France because I don't know in other country. The middle management is afraid of anything that is about feedback about them, about this level. So in the French companies anyway, or the companies in France with the French management style. So it will be very, very difficult to have this kind of tools to be in the French companies to be used. This 360 degrees appraisal, that's for sure.
And what about in Russia, Igor? Do you have 360-degree feedback?
Well, I have overall feedback from my bosses.
But do you get to then give them feedback on how they're doing?
Well, this week was very awful for me.
Oh dear, sorry.
As usual. So, well, my deputy director had a birthday, and so we decided to congratulate her on her birthday, on her 60-year birthday, and so I was well, what a kind of moderator. So I gave her words to congratulate her, and as it turned out, she was not very satisfied with my being moderator. So I'm getting squirrels already 3 days.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that back to you.
Yeah, that's heavy now.
Yeah.
She's very angry.
Oh dear, tell her to calm down. It's really not important.
No, it isn't, honestly.
And actually, as Aladdin changed his work as I understand. So
Yep.
I have been working at the same place, at the same college for already 15 years. And
Wow.
yes, I have thought about changing my job maybe 3 or 4 times already, but
It's amazing. 15 years, first job, and then you stayed 15 years at the same place.
at the same place, yes. And I'm
Yeah,
thinking
just let me
all the
interject. Don't
time.
forget we are streaming. This goes live.
Oh yeah, no private information. Yeah. That's the problem with streaming.
It is. If you do say something untoward,
We don't care, Lynn.
No,
No,
but
we have to be aware of that. I can tell you, it can fire back very badly, and you don't know where it comes from. So we care.
I mean, the likelihood of anybody recognizing you and reporting it, or anybody who knows you finding it and listening to it, is very, very minimum. However, even though we stream and it goes onto YouTube, if you do say something untoward that you
And don't forget the
later,
NAC.
yeah, that's true as well. I can cut bits out of these videos on YouTube. So, if you do say something and you think, oh no, I didn't mean to say that, like your address or date of birth, bank account number, whatever, let me know and I can delete it. Okay. Anyhow, carry on, Igor. I just wanted to make it clear.
Now I will be more careful. Well, and so I tried to quit, to leave my college, but it doesn't happen just. And first, there is
Did they lock you in?
Yeah, it looks like it. You're a prisoner.
I had bad luck.
You were trying to say they are nice people and they will stay with them because we are streaming.
Well, there are some TV channels, local TV channels, and I in one summer I just didn't have money to travel somewhere, or I don't remember why I stayed at home, and I saw an advertisement on local TV channel that they need moderators. So I went there, but thank God you don't have working cameras, so you don't see my face, and they didn't. So they told me I'm not for this job, but they wanted to give me a work of journalist. And
As a journalist, investigation.
Yes.
Investigation.
Any journalist just for local news.
All right.
A reporter.
Moving, yes, reporter. Moving just with a cameraman and just making news. So I went with the journalist who was my boss during 1 week, and I liked the job very much. It is so creative job, really, in comparison with my work. So I liked it very much. But then this journalist she wrote a report, and the editor took her report, and the editor didn't take my report. So it continued during the whole week. So I understood that something is wrong with me, and I decided to stay on my place.
Okay, something was wrong, not necessarily with you, but because
with my style of writing.
Okay, so you didn't give it a chance to go a little bit further, or to have a discussion with this person to get to know why your report hadn't been selected.
Exactly.
At the moment. You had a yarn with them, or you didn't have any yarn.
I didn't try. I didn't try.
Mm-hmm. I think you should always try. You were afraid of the feedback, or?
I'm afraid of trying because
me too. I'm afraid all the time. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's better to ask, because it's easier to make the next move afterwards, or for the next experience.
So I told the last time that my horoscope sign is scales. So for me, scales, Libra. So for me,
right.
it's very comfortable to be in such
the security.
Yes.
Okay, you've got your comfort zone, and at the same time you want to change, but the balance.
I cannot change. I cannot choose the right variant. So never.
Okay, definitely, Igor. I've got to go to your place, and you have to invite me to your place and stay 1 week over there. I will show you my vision.
Don't you prefer to go to Italy?
Well, it doesn't prevent me from going to Italy and Egypt and what was the last place? Sudan.
Oh no!
Just joking.
Well, you're not alone. I mean, so many people around the world stay in jobs that they hate, and it's because they feel even though they go home and they moan about it and they hate it and they hate the boss and they hate the work and they hate the job, but they're just too frightened that if they do leave, they've lost the security. I think it's a security blanket kind of thing, you know. We find so many reasons to stay put, not to move, not to jump, kind of thing. And I can't speak because, you know, okay, I made the leap from being teacher out in the real world, going to college and teaching in classes and teaching in businesses to teaching online, but I didn't make a big jump. It was a gradual thing. So maybe what you could do, because you sound like you really enjoyed it, and I think, you know, we're only on planet Earth for so long, it's important to enjoy it. See if you could do some voluntary work doing it in, I don't know how busy you are, but if you have some time, free time, see if there's anything you could do kind of online, news reporting, or just do your own thing online, do some YouTube videos, whatever. No, but you'd be amazed what job offers you can get. Do some vlogging for Aladdin. So if you know, even if you can't get the job to do it, if it's something you enjoy doing, do it.
Usually you get from the side door most of the time, doing things voluntarily for free, getting to know how it works on the side. And then suddenly there is an opportunity and you go a little bit further. It's pretty much how it works for most of us, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think it's Harvard who said, somebody from the Harvard Business Review said, we do the functionality of our work to put food on the table and a roof over our heads, pay for the kids' college, or to fund our retirement. You know, nobody wants to be old and poor, but you have to look at the emotional side as well. What floats your boat, and the satisfaction you get from doing the job. So we need to balance that. And if you're not getting it in one, you need to find it in something else and make it like a hobby. I think learning English is great for that because it opens up different possibilities. So become a Russian English reporter. Have you got many expats in your area? I mean, are you really in Siberia?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not so many expats in Siberia then. Tend to go to Spain, sorry. But you might have. I mean, there's lots of oil out there, so there might be people who'd be interested in reading local Russian news in English. I mean, you've got Russian news, of course, in English all over the place, but maybe local stuff in English would be something you could do that would interest people. Start a blog or something. See how it goes.
Okay, I'll try.
Aladdin shared a YouTube video.
Oh, what is it about?
Okay. I don't know. Igor's saying, I can't do almost everything.
Do what you can't.
Nobody. I love it. Yay. Yes, indeed. That's very good advice from Aladdin there, Igor.
But the thing is, when we are not on our own in the picture, you've got, I'm going to use a word that might not be exactly the word to use, interferences from family, friends, close family, wife, children, and so on, that interfere and will add up to the excuses, all the excuses we are going to make. And most of the time, even if we are really motivated and we are positive, all the negatives, it's pretty weird. All the negatives, they are always negative, but the people who are going to focus on the negative, sometimes it's not yourself. Sometimes it's all the people that are very close to you. They are going to say, for example, but you have a very good position and so on. And they are going to point out or to highlight everything you are going to lose, everything you might lose, that you are going to lose immediately, all the hard work you will have to go through without any chance of success, and rah rah rah. And so sometimes the highest hurdle, it's not yourself when you have made the decision. It's all these close people all around you, and this is very, very hard to go over, I think.
I think it's impossible to ignore that, absolutely. But if you've got the possibility to do something that's going to make you happy, you'd be surprised how some of the people around you can change their mind and start being supportive.
Yeah, true.
You can't underrate happiness, but you have to be, you have to share your dream. You have to tell people.
You have to tell people.
Yeah.
And it's very important to share, to speak your mind, to say your position, to accept what they are going to say and so on. But it's something you have to accept to go through. And actually, when you speak around, it's where it helps as well. It helps you as well to go through it and to orient yourself. And keep in mind that even when you change goal, it doesn't mean that you are going to reach that goal, because to be able to go through these next goals, most of the time other things are going to interfere, because suddenly you are losing what you are used to, how it works, that you are pretty used to, and you are going to try something new. You are kind of blind. You don't know exactly where you're heading to, but you've got a direction. And most of the time, something is going to take you sideways, and you are going to discover other things that maybe you will end up doing. It's pretty weird, actually. Once you start doing these kind of things, to jump the step, it's a lot of things happen. So yes, you have to be extremely not sleepy. Because suddenly it's like being a baby. Everything is moving around you, got all of information everywhere, and it's very, very difficult to sort it out. But you feel lively. So how many times, so Igor understood that you have never really changed job. So Aladdin, was it your first time you are changing job, or you've already changed job before?
No, this is third time.
Third time, okay. So it's not something new for you.
Yeah.
You do know we've got a saying, don't you? Third time lucky.
Well, he's young. I hope you are not there forever. Even if you were old anyway, because nowadays I don't think you spend all your life in a circle.
No, that's unfair, Zom. Finding somewhere forever. It's absolutely okay to be, as long as you're happy. It's when you're not happy
I'm
that
happy.
you can be there forever.
I have 2 days off now.
I know.
I'm very happy.
Yeah, but after some
I spent the last 4 years taking 1 day off, only Friday. So now I
So
got my Saturday back.
So you got Friday and Saturday now?
Now I have 2, Friday and Saturday.
But this morning you said you were at work this morning.
Today? No, I didn't say.
I'm my mistake then. I thought you said that you were at work.
Always have a Friday off.
So more time to play games.
Yeah, more times and playing and do something else. Yes.
Crack more GTT. Think about GTT.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, if people don't know what GTT is, it's Guess the Theme, which is driving everybody nuts. Our last ever Guess the Theme, so don't worry about it too much if you haven't taken part.
No, so sorry. It's diversion, disgration.
I have promised if nobody gets Guess the Theme by Monday morning, I will put together on Monday
I
a
want
special
someone to
half-hour
crack
list.
it. I want someone to...
So do I. I don't want to have to put together a list. I've got enough to do this weekend, thank you. But I'll make it so that I couldn't make it more obvious unless I across the face with the wet fish.
So
I'm
it's in the
so
middle.
amazed.
It's like the nose in the middle of the face, and we can see it. Oh gosh,
I think it will be when you get it.
we are going
And
to
you'll go,
kick.
go! I think.
Oh
But I'm really
no!
wrong. You might be going in. What kind of crazy brain have you got?
Suddenly,
that you
I want
thought
to be
would get
Monday
through?
right now.
As I say, do have a look in English radio, because when April said that she didn't like to ask, I gave her a really big clue, but you need to do a bit of research to get
Yeah,
it.
you mentioned a block. I
Yeah.
don't know what this block is,
A
but
bloke. Yeah, a bloke. Indeed, I did. But as I say, I'm not going to hand it to everybody on a plate, but I have given out hints and suggestions. But I've even told people when they're wrong. And you now know, Zom, you know how many letters there are in this phrase.
no
And I
words.
only
How
need-
many words?
how many words? Sorry, how many words there are in the phrase? And also, remember, there are two main words, and there's a phrase. And I'll accept anything at the moment.
So
I'm
you,
desperate.
yeah, because even on your side, and nobody can work it out. Say it's true. You must feel a little bit lonely, no?
It reflects badly on me. And I'm worried about the way I think now. I'm really thinking,
Keep in mind that English is not our native language as well, and we are all
no,
from
that's true. I am always aware of that. I am
Okay.
always aware of that. That's half the fun. I can really mess with your heads. I mean, I'm loving the engagement, but as I say, I did think somebody would have got it by now. What do I know? What do I know? Anyway, yes. Let's see. How are we doing for time? I am going to have to go on time-ish today because hubby's working from home. In fact, I've got a hubby under his desk with his computer open at the moment. So if I suddenly disappear, you'll know he's fried the network. Don't know what he's doing. I just turned round and I'm like, he can't hear me because he's got his headset on and he always plays music way too loud. And he's got his head stuck in his computer.
But he can know when you are talking about him.
He has a sort of sixth sense. That is true. That is true. As most partners do. Anyhow,
So he's great. So he's got a job. He can work from home from time to time.
Yes, from time to time. Yeah, not every. I mean, he'd love to do it every day because he gets more work done.
That's always a time when you work for a company. It's always a
yeah, gets much more done at home than he does, and he works longer hours as well. I don't think companies realise what a good idea it is to let people work from home. Okay, they might not work 9 to 5, but they tend to work longer hours.
Yep.
Because they're sort of there and the work's there and they get an idea. They don't have to travel into the office to carry that idea out, and that idea is there and they do it there and then. I mean, I know I do far too much on the net. Yeah, on the network.
They want to control too much about the time spent behind the desk, even if you haven't got anything to do. Actually, this is weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, or even if you can do the stuff in 2 hours when you were supposed to do it in 4 hours, it's better to do it in 4 hours than 2 when you are in the office place. If you are at home, then you just do it 2 hours and then you got 2 hours free, or you switch to something else. Usually when you are focused on something, you do much more. But anyway, that's life.
It is. And yeah, I just wanted to mention, we've had a shout out from Ahmed Haq. Please advise me, how can I improve my reading skills? Now, I've sent him the link to improve reading page, blah, blah, blah. But I thought, well, let's ask you guys. Have you got any advice for Ahmed, how he can improve his reading skills?
Sure.
Reading skills?
Yeah.
We've got please advise me.
Yeah.
And it's an open thing. It's on
audiobook is
activity.
good.
Please advise me, how can I improve my reading skills?
So, teacher Igor? Sorry.
I know that to improve some skill, you must use it. You must, to read, read and just to read aloud maybe, or to read and to retell it. For example, the stories, audiobook. No, practice. Yes, practice. Practice. Use the language. So if I want to speak, I must speak. If I want to listen, to practice listening comprehension, then I must listen. So that's
But
the
I've got a
only
question, teacher Igor. I
Yeah.
can read it, don't understand the things, or how can I be sure I'm understanding anything? And if I don't understand a thing, I'm just going to close the book.
When I was
Brilliant.
in one of Skype sessions, well, we read something about economics, and we had to explain the meanings of some words. So
So you are with other
so you
people
see?
in a group?
Yes, it was difficult also for me because I understand the meaning of the words, but I cannot understand. I cannot explain them to others in the same language. So I can translate them the words into Russian, but I cannot explain them in English. That was the very
The main difficulty?
the most difficult thing. And when I was in Germany and I had a German course and a German exam, so the exam also was divided into 4 parts, and reading was one of them. And I understood that reading was also not so easy as we see. For example, as I read and I don't understand anything. I read something. Yes, I read something in Russian, and when I was at school, I read a lot of physics, a lot of chemistry, and I didn't understand the word. My eyes just ran through the text, and I didn't understand the word. So, yes, it was.
Well, it happens to all of us.
So I learned for my exam not through quality, but through quantity. So, for example, I couldn't concentrate myself on the text, and I used my memory. Just I learned everything by heart, and I retold everything the next day, and I forgot everything immediately.
Yeah, it just to serve the purpose. So you learned and memorized for a specific date, and then after the date, after a few weeks, it's all vanished.
Mm-hmm. So when I took the German exam, I had also the reading part, and after reading, I had to speak on the topic. So that's what I remember. For example, I hate the topic ecology. As a teacher and as a learner, I just don't know what to say on this topic. And well, I remember something was connected with ecology, and I had to talk about it after after reading an article.
Yeah, that's kind of tough if it's not your favorite top. I remember one of my, because I did a City and Guilds in the UK before I moved to Germany, so I do have a certificate somewhere. But the speaking part really threw me because we hadn't done that much speaking. Lots of reading, lots of writing out tests, and that kind. Not much free speaking, and just forgot one word, and it was a really simple word. But forgetting that one word, I almost failed the exam. I mean, I passed, but I would have got a much better mark if I hadn't forgotten that one word. Do you know what that word was? Schwimmbad. Schwimmbad. You go swimming to the swimming baths. Schwimmbad. Schwimmbad, swimming baths. I mean, it's just so easy, but it went out of my head, and that was it. Panic. That's all I could think about was the word I'd forgotten. It didn't matter what else the examiner asked me. I was still trying to think of the word schwimmbad. I was like, oh, I know it. I hate tests, by the way. Anyhow, the beer is here. Aladin, he said, I have a question about the forum. Ooh, Aladin.
Yeah. Is it possible to someone or any members on the forum have 1 star to send you a message?
Yes. It is now. It used to be impossible.
Yeah.
They had to get the second star, but I found that was a little a little disappointing for new members because they couldn't get in touch to ask a question. So now I do allow them to send me.
Wow,
They're
you
meant
are
to only
going
send it
to
to me.
receive
That's
thousands
what
of
I
messages.
received. No, I received from him or her. I'm not sure.
I hope you didn't go, how did
a
you do
message.
that? You shouldn't be able
And
to do that.
I'm going to kick you out.
oh yes, that's what I.
I'm going to
No,
ban you.
no.
You haven't got 2
I
stars.
was
Out.
trying to discover what has happened here. So I said to him or her, how did you send me a message? And even if you
I'm
have
magic.
a 1
I've got
star,
magic.
Okay, sorry, Alvin. I did change it. It's just so that people, I mean, all they do, honestly, most of them is say, how can I join Skype? And I just send them a little thing saying, okay, you need 2 stars for that, but you can come and join something else if you want to. You can take part in any session, any of the games, listen to the radio, interact on the forum, etc. And then when you've got your 2 stars, come back to me. And it's kind of made it a lot nicer for people in that they're not now so much sharing their Skype ID on because a lot of them were being forced by not being able to send a message. They were sort of being forced to put it onto the activity page, which meant their Skype ID was out in public, really, because anybody can look at the activity page. So I relented and thought, okay, let them.
The good news,
it's not too bad.
It means as well that we don't have any more, because I guess if they send you a message at the same time, they post a request on the forum or the activity page or ask a question. So we don't have to answer any longer these messages because we know they are going to send you a message anyway.
No, answer it anyway, because some of them don't. Some of them, I mean, people do land on the forum page and they kind of panic. It's really strange because I always think it's a forum, and there it is. It's nice. I think it's nicely structured. And I rearranged it a little bit so that new members and then practiced and chit chat. I moved chit chat down because I think chit chat's such a big area. So I put the more simple new members and let's practice and learn and the games at the top and put chit chat a bit further down. But even now people seem to get there and go, it's all in English. Why is it all in English?
I was wondering because I replied to
Sorry,
her.
Alan.
Yeah, I said
okay.
I've never noticed that he have 1 star. So it's,
all the moderators.
I replied for this kind of things. No, I said before taking part of a session of Skype session, you have to be active on the forum. So after that, sending a message, and I'm remembered. How is he sending a message to me?
Yeah, and you are not. You are not right.
So
okay.
I lead him to some kind to calendar, for example, check the calendar and do some kind of activity on the forum. And I replied, how did you send me a message without having 2 stars? And he replied, I don't think so. There is any restrictions of sending message without having 2 stars. And I have a suspicion from
that they could.
Yes. It might be a griefer here, or might be a hacking. I'm not sure.
No.
And what about the avatar picture? Are you going to change that as well? Because people, now that you set up a thread about why did you choose this avatar, a lot of people are going to that thread to say, I can't change my picture.
Yeah, but then they know that just by posting that, I can't change my picture. They're 1 more post towards being able to change their picture, so it's win-win.
Oh no, that's awful. I'm so happy. Oh gosh.
I'll make sure I put it at the very beginning.
You're all ugly here.
Well, no, I mean, there is a reason that I don't let people just change their picture straight away. Because when I did, there were so many naughty pictures popped up and I had to keep banning people for using naughty pictures. And there's only so many naughty pictures I want to look at in a day,
Okay, I didn't know that. So many naughty pictures. Wow.
Yes, I'm afraid people can be naughty online. So anyhow, Namiri's asked to join us. Namiri, you are a little late, but I'm going to let you in anyway. I don't know, maybe your clock is different. Remember,
just
all the
finished work.
clocks changed, yeah, or maybe you've just finished work. But I'm going to invite you in anyway, and then you can tell us what you've been up to in the last 5
You can say
minutes.
goodbye. Mary.
Yeah.
Well,
A little bit
I
of
don't want to
Goodbye
do
for
clothing.
that. Yeah, these clock changes, time changes can sometimes really mess up people's ability to take part in the sessions. I know it's something I dread twice a year. I dread it because I think, okay, let's see who can actually join us now. Maybe I should just change it, but it's difficult for me because if I start this session at 5:30, it cuts too much into my weekend.
Yes, true.
My precious weekend. You know how precious weekends are, don't you, Aladdin?
Yeah, I know it now.
You got 2 days, Aladdin.
And I love Friday.
2
I love
days.
Friday. Oh, I've got 2 days to look forward to now, but you've got a day to look forward to. Have you got any plans, by the way, any of you, for the weekend? Zom, you were saying you're going to go and
play
relax by the Seine and play pétanque. Excellent.
The canal and the Seine River. There will be plenty of activities over there, plus chairs, plus stands with bars, with different things. And the good thing is that because it's everybody is on holiday at the moment, it's a Easter holiday, and there are plenty of visitors as well, and they tend to gather along the Seine River. So it's a good opportunity to meet new people, and usually they go along the Bang River as well. So it's a great atmosphere most of the time, and the weather should be awesome. It's already awesome today, actually. So yeah, I will spend the 2 days out mostly, and I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. I just want to soak up the atmosphere, and when there is an opportunity to join a game of pétanque or a yarn or have a drink, usually I don't miss it.
Awesome.
They will start dancing as well, because during spring and summertime, usually it starts in May though, so it's a bit early. But you've got a group of people, orchestras, and you can just dance. There are different places along the Seine River where you can join kind of bal musette. It's how we call them, and people dance. Sometimes it's rock, sometimes it's salsa, sometimes it's other things.
Good evening.
Hi, Namiri. Hello.
Hello, Namiri.
Yeah, I was going to say they do that in Germany too. It's called Tanz in der Mai, and it basically means dance in the May. And it's always, of course, at the end of April, beginning of May, and it's very formal. They have dancing.
No, it's not formal here. It's
it's formal here.
And what's good, it's all the Brazilian dances, because there is kind of fashion when it comes to everything coming from South America. When it comes to drinks, but also dancing, like tango or mamba or salsa or these kind of things. And you've got plenty of people coming from this country, or just decide to play something, and some people start dancing, and you've got...
So are you going to dance?
Well, I'm a very, very, very bad dancer, but I like to go through that, and you never know.
Hey, brilliant. Lovely. And what about you, Aladdin? Your precious day tomorrow. It's kind of still a bit new. Have you got anything planned? Are you going to slob?
It's more no. It's more
slob.
Yes, I want to finish editing those episodes behind because they are a lot. I will trying to pick up the more interesting things, so I keep on track for editing those episodes.
So you're going to be working? Oh God, I feel guilty now.
It's not working. Is that
okay?
working?
As long as you enjoy it. As long as you enjoy it.
Yes.
And Igor, what about you? What are your plans for the weekend? Are you getting a weekend? Do you get a weekend?
Yes, I have. Why I like my job is that I have Saturdays and Sundays days off, and I have 2 summer months with paid. They are paid, so July and August. And tomorrow I'm invited to housewarming party. So my friend she moved to another flat near the job where we work, and so I'm invited there. And but I'm not sure if I go there, because the day after tomorrow we have palm Palm Sunday. Yeah.
Palm Sunday, yeah.
And so I'm planning on going tomorrow to the church, and to go to the church, I must be sober. So I must not drink before going to church. And if I go to housewarming party, I will get drunk there.
Oh, drunk directly. Okay, I'll go there. I'll get drunk.
Okay, this is just a little observation, Igor. Just because you go there doesn't mean you have to get drunk.
What is the reason to go to housewarming party if I don't drink there?
To be sociable. You just say to people, oh, "I'm not drinking. I've got to go to church in the morning."
Well, you need to drink.
You haven't been to Russia. You haven't been to Russia.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Igor. You have to. There is a minimum. You have to anyway. Everywhere you go to, it's not just Russia, actually. So if you go to a place where everybody drinks and you don't drink anything at all, you can just have a full glass and do as if you were drinking, and your glass is always full. But
yeah, but it's easy. It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy. I agree. It's easy.
People in Russia drink vodka. Vodka is completely clear. Just get a glass of water. Wow, this vodka is really good.
I have tried, but people watch carefully what you drink.
Yeah.
Drink police.
And inhibition, because when you drink some alcohol, there is a few inhibition that goes away, so you can really make the difference in between people who don't drink at all and some people who has got a glass or two already. It's pretty easy to tell the difference. So I'm on Igor's side on this. It's not so easy.
So in Russia, you will
does that mean you're going to miss out on a nice party where you meet nice people? Just because you're not allowed to not drink.
Nice, but you will insult them if you don't drink. Just this way. You drink it's okay.
An insult is to spit in the drink. Not drinking is not. There's more for everybody else. It's a win-win situation.
It comes afterward.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you have a big decision to make. And Namiri, how are you? Hi, Namiri, take the mic. Can you hear us? Ooh, I'm not sure. I've got
away from keyboard.
Can you? No, I can just hear 222 now. I've just noticed it. Can you hear us?
Just like I attend webinars, I told you.
Yes. I love the way you say webinars. I love webinars. I don't attend many, I'll be honest.
Washing dishes and waiting for the certificate.
Yes. I had never realised certificates of attendance could be so seductive.
What do you have to do?
1212. Namiri, try taking the mic. And doing our homework.
Oh no.
Did we have any homework to do?
No, don't worry.
No. Even if he says, you can just ignore her. If you want to, not necessarily.
I just like the word homework.
Homework. No, mais come on. That's an oxymoron.
You come here, TGIF, bit of fun, and then I say the word homework. Everybody panics.
When I give
from home, it's a little bit panic.
That is different, yes.
When I give my students homework, it's okay. But I think sometimes about students who live not at home in our city, but in a hostel. So what is work? What is the kind of work for them? It's not homework. It's hostel work, maybe. I don't know.
And do your students appreciate getting homework, or do they hate it?
So they understand it.
Okay, like it's
gosh, they hate it. It means they hate it.
They hate it. Say the right word.
Yes.
I don't know how to tell you this, but because I can give out homework, by the way, not in this session, not much point, but I can give out homework in especially the back to basics session, which doesn't go live on YouTube. Don't go searching for Back to Basics. You have to be in the session to take part in it and to watch the replay and to get the homework. And because there's a limited amount of homework, when I say at the end of a topic, which can be a couple of weeks, who would like the homework, people actually say me.
As a fight. They fight
yeah,
for
you just
it.
make it. Yeah, they fight for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not everybody can have it. Even Aladdin sends me messages saying,
No
"Can I
kidding.
have the homework?"
But I didn't do it.
I know. I didn't say you did it. I just said that everybody wants it.
Yeah, I want to have it, but yes,
But
it's
when you get
my
it,
opinion, so
I
I will
got
not do it.
it's FOMO. It's
Why
fear
are
of
you
missing
asking for
out.
the homework? Why do you want it then?
FOMO.
Why are you asking for it?
FOMO.
Curiosity.
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out.
FOMO. Yeah.
Oh gosh,
It's,
no,
it's
I
a
would never
very
ask for
strong
PDF.
thing, yeah. So
Fear of
in
missing
order
out.
for people, no, but it's true. In order for people to really appreciate something, there has to be a value, scarcity value, yeah. Because if it's just there, if you can just pick it up off the floor, nobody wants it. It's just.
Well, I don't want any homework, even if you tell me. No. Okay, win-win situation, guys. You can have my homework.
Okay, well, I don't think we're going to be able to hear from Namiri today. I'm sorry, Namiri. It might be your it's not my connection because I did a speed test today. And if you want to, Namiri, one of the big things is speed, the need for speed in these sessions. And because of our technical issues earlier, I did do a speed test at the behest of Webinar Jam, and the tool they sent me to use, I thought it was pretty good. Best one I've found so far.
Speedof.me? It's
Yes,
the one you posted on.
that's the one.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the one. Speedof.me. And it does not just your download speed, but your upload speed too. So if you're not able to, you're in here, so your upload speed's okay, but obviously there's something going on with your connection. If you're paying your provider for a stable connection and you're not getting it, it's worth doing this test because you can then just share the PDF results or take the screenshot yourself or just share it online to your provider and say, why am I not getting what I'm paying for? As it is, thank you, Deutsche Telekom. I'm getting exactly what I'm paying for. That's very good. Very happy. But I wish I got what the neighbours opposite get. Because literally across the road, they get 4 times the speed we get.
Oh.
It's unfair. We're literally across the road from us. It's not a big road,
Just
Zom.
just across the road. Yeah.
Yep,
Just across the road. They've got
4
Wow.
times the speed we get. I'm so annoyed.
That's funny.
Sometimes. Try to play it. Aladdin? What? Oh, Need for Speed.
Need for Speed.
No. Ah, dear. Anyway, on that note, I
Yeah.
think I know what Need for Speed, what kind of a
Game it is.
game
yeah.
it is. It's not my kind of game, is it? Come on, be honest, Aladdin. So it is, however, TGIF. And so I am going to go and celebrate it. And what I'm going to do is I think I'll see if I can find something that we can. Yeah, here's something. I'm going to just share it. I hope I can share it on the community for Zom. No.
What's going to be? I'm
You have
scared.
to bear with me a second. No, don't be scared. You know me.
No homework.
No, it's not homework. No homework. No, you're all right. I know I can't share it. Why can't I share it? Come on, Google. Don't do this to me. Okay, let me go to the community. Okay. Okay.
Lin Hand or Len is going to share it? Oh, never mind.
Len, I'll share it on the network as in hand, but for you. Okay, so at Zom post, I'll stick it into all sorts. Okay, should be turning that up there any moment now.
Okay. It's Friday, I messed up. Excellent.
What are you laughing?
Well, I wish I could be so elegant, actually, and wide at the same time.
I want to be a squirrel. Let me see if I can share the link. Let me share it. I'll see if I can share the link. Hang on. Is it possible? Share link?
Yes, it's possible to share link.
Yeah, but how?
Okay, I'll do it then. Oh, no, I can't.
Share?
Wait, I can't.
Yeah, I'm finding it. Oh, copy link. Here you go. Here you go, guys. There you go. Oh, what's Aladdin shared? On the streets never back down. Yeah, I can't see it myself. I don't like car crashes. It's not going to happen. Not even virtual ones. Namiri, did you get the mic now? Can you hear us now? No? Yes? No? No. Oh, well, life is full of little disappointments, and I do have to go because I've got to go and dance like a squirrel now. Yay!
Excellent.
Be the squirrel, Zom. Be the squirrel.
That's stuff. But if I got the opportunity, I will. It really depends on the company you are with, actually.
That's true. That's true. And whether you've been thinking. Anyway.
Enjoy your weekends, guys.
Igor, it was a pleasure to meet and speak with you. El Hataba, it's time for you. Next time, you'll have to come and speak with us.
I hope you have enjoyed it anyway as a listener.
Yeah. El Hatab. So, and Namiri, next week, the connections are going to be absolutely fantastic. Okay. Aladdin, as ever, thank you so much. And don't work too hard this weekend, okay? Have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
The same thing happened. It killed my microphone and didn't screen share anything. So we're just going to be a little group of heads today. Just little heads floating anonymously in space. Hello, Zom. Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it works fine.
Excellent.
Voice is working.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing for these sessions. The screen sharing's nice, but as long as they get it fixed for next week, otherwise I'll be asking for some money back.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on,
yeah,
guys.
you have to. Yeah, you have to.
Don't
exactly.
ask, don't get. So yeah, I don't know if it's this new webinar jam they're testing, the new system, or maybe it's just Second Life. Not Second Life. What am I talking about? YouTube going.
Yeah.
No, you're not allowed to do that. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's broken. Ain't working. But
we feel like kids sometimes, even as grown up, when we try with technology, when we try things and we use software on the web or whatsoever, it always end up, you can't do that. Come on.
Okay, Aladdin, I'm inviting you in to talk. Don't forget, you lose the connection for a little bit whilst you go through the test. Test. It sounds horrible word, doesn't it? Test. But it's only a little test to test your microphone. Oh, and somebody was asking on Facebook. They said, I haven't got a camera. Can I still run a webinar? And people were saying, no, you need a camera. So I went on and went, never used a camera.
Yeah, it's true.
Go for it. Don't need a camera. Why would you want a camera? Although it's nice sometimes in the webinar event thing when they actually do use their cameras, because you get the people's but yeah, it just means you've got to do your hair and your makeup and no. Hi Aladdin, can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Good. Hey, we're on a roll. I know what you're going to do. You're going to try it, aren't you? You're going to try to share. Hello. There will be no screen sharing. The revolution will not be screen shared. Good evening. Hi, Zom. Nice to see you. I hope you can hear me. And hello, El Hatab. Hello. I've just been looking at your profile in the forum, which I would normally share, but I can't because screen sharing isn't working in Webinar Jam at the moment. And it's not me. It's not our connection. It's nothing to do with Aladdin. It's just not working. I contacted support. They said, oh, it might be this, it might be that, it might. So I did a speed test. I did a test of my connection. I made sure everything was plugged in. And then they came back to me and said, oops, sorry, it looks like we've got a problem with screen sharing. So, hello, Igor. Nice to see you. Now, that's not Igor from Italy, is it? I think that's Igor from Russia. Hi, Eladin. Okay, it's Friday, and as we can't screen share, we might as well speak. So I recognize everybody here from the forum. If you would like to speak, come and ask questions or tell us about your plans for the weekend or what you've been doing in the week, tips on learning English, tips on the Grand National maybe. Then raise your hand. You can do that by clicking on Request to Speak. It's a little button at the top. Yes, I tried screen share, Aladdin. You were late, so you didn't hear my preamble about it. No, you're not late. I'm starting early. After the text I sent you from Webinar Jam, they got back to me and admitted they've got a problem. So I actually started trying to screen share before the session even started. And
No.
you are. Okay.
At least they admit there is a problem in their sites.
Yes, exactly. They do tend to go along this line of, oh, it must be your connection.
Always said this the same word.
Absolutely. And so I did go. It's a very good little I've shared the tool on the Google community site, actually. If you want to test your download, it tests the upload speed too, and quite quickly, and on different levels packets. So it starts small, and then it builds up, and it shows you if there's any latency. And it was absolutely perfect, our connection. So I knew then, nah, come on, guys, this isn't right. So let me see. Everything I'd got prepared is kind of out of the window now because we can't screen share. So I have nothing at all prepared.
What about Igor and Alat? They are not here any longer?
El Hatab, yeah, they're here, but they've not raised their hands.
Oh, guys, Igor, Alatad, raise your hand. Come with us.
In fact, we've got two Igors, which is a bit weird. We've got Igors.
And Igors.
With the real Igor, please stand up. I think you're both Igor from the forum, but not Igor from Italy. So don't think it's Igor from Italy.
No, Igor from Italy is busy.
Yeah. Igor, I am the only one. What, the only Igor in the whole of the world?
In Russia, maybe, but in Italy, there is at least one.
But not from Italy. Yeah, we've got an Italian Igor. You've got some competition.
Yeah,
for the
you are not lucky here, because it's true that we have got a good mate, a good forum mate from Italy, and so when we see Igor, it always makes me think of him first.
It does, yeah. It's bound to. But Igor, I'm sure you will make your mark. Yes, hello, yes. I'm pretty quick now. I can pretty much get it down to about 20 seconds. I don't know. How long does it take you now, Zom?
Oh, I'm slow. Every time I'm surprised with a different test. I say, oh, gosh, yes.
Okay, no, it's only three. It's only because there's three, depending on how many people you have in a call, because there's a maximum of 6 people in the room. There's 3 different sort of levels. So now we're on a different level. So it's just testing you for the different frequencies. That's all. Hello, Igor. Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you very well. And I wonder why I must test my system every time I come here.
Don't ask me. I just use this stuff. Go to Webinar Jam and say to them, why do we have to test the system every time? It's purely to make sure. I mean, the thing is, if you think about it, okay, we don't use video. But if, for example, somebody did use video, it would be silly to have somebody come in and their video is not working. Or we do use the microphone And as you noticed in the attendee room, which is where you can chat and text chat, you can listen and you can interact through writing. If you were to join the session and your microphone doesn't work, there's not much point you being in the session as a presenter. Yeah. So it's basically to weed out. Yeah, it's working very well. In fact, your voice is super clear, really clear, which is great because now you guys can talk, and I'm going to switch my microphone off. Igor, you've already spoken to Zom and Aladdin, so you know what to expect. You're very brave. You've come back.
Yes, since last week I cleaned my flat
on the network, and we'll think Igor from Russia rather than Igor from Italy. Igor from Italy's got a little baby now, so he's not around as much.
And he's setting up a new business too, a delicacy business.
What, a delicatessen?
Delicatessen, exactly.
Wow, I didn't know that. You know more than me. I don't get any of the gossip.
I got a few pictures too of the baby and
I've seen the baby. So. Yeah, I've seen the baby, and but I didn't know about the. Oh, what a wonderful idea! Yay!
Yes, because
before we know it.
Fingers crossed. It's not so easy to start something. So, but
no. But if you don't start,
exactly, you go nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, now Igor from Russia. Russian Igor. Igor, are you? How's it?
Igor, are you?
So, I'm going to give you a little bit of blurb. I'm going to have to say this out loud. I'll send you a little message.
It's already been in a session, in a webinar, Arlene. It was in TGIF.
Okay.
Last
well,
week.
Then you're a professional. I'm going to invite you in. Now, remember, when you join, as long as you've got the webinar app still installed and it's accessible, when you join, your microphone will be automatically muted. You just need to click it on. So when you hear me saying, "Hi, Igor, can I hear you? Can you hear me?" It's all good. And hopefully you've cleared your cache since the last time. Let's see what happens. If you end up in a room on your own, you'll have to do a cache clear. Let's see. I'm going to click. I've already requested a word. Just one. Okay, well, come in, say the word, and I'll chuck you out again. I'm going to invite you in now, Igor. Okay, when you are accepted to come into the call, remember, you will lose the call for a few seconds. Depends how quickly you can go, hello, yes, hello.